So I was just driving by here, saw this thing on the side of the road and sent the guy a message. Said he's been trying to get rid of it for a while. I offered him 500 bucks and he said, it's yours. So I see a safety inspection for 1993. This thing was actually parked way back there somewhere. It's in the fuel cap and it looks full. I would assume that's water. Turbo diesel. I don't know a single thing about this truck. I stopped to look at it yesterday and I messaged the guy. No idea if the engine turns over. I have no clue when the last time it was run, but just from the brief conversation with the new owner of this property, that 93 sticker is probably accurate. I did bring caging bolts. I know the tires are locked up because there's these big wads of dirt from where it was dragged here. I guess I should clarify. This property used to be owned by the guy who owned this truck, and then a new owner got it and cleaned it up, and that's who I'm buying it from. Sometimes these springs break and the port where the caging bolt goes in get pointed at a weird angle, which is kind of what is happening here. Let's just hammer that down in there. Can't really see if it's pulling anything, but I mean it's pulling something. Actually, there's caging bolts in these chambers. Just gonna tap on the drums a little bit, try to break those linings loose. That's the old college try. Let's hook this up and see if I can get it loaded. I'm almost always going to be running a snatch block when I'm pulling something onto a trailer. Every time you double it back on itself, you double the power of the winch. I have a 12,000 pound winch, so doubling this gives me 24,000 pounds of pulling force. And my snatch block is rated for 20,000, so all of our specs are correct. Let's see if we can get in here. Boy, freebies, a grease gun. It's worth the money already. We'll go through this later, but get it in this side. Use some lube. Oh man, my floor's gone. There's a shackle, saving that. Steering seems to be free. Clutch pedal. Oh, it's a hydraulic clutch. I'm sure that doesn't work. Brake pedal's locked up. Throttle's rusted off. Boy, it's gonna be scratchy driving this thing. I can envision it. Pretty sure we're in neutral there. Okay, cool, cool. Good stuff, I like it. Around in these papers, sometimes you'll find old registration. What is that? Suspicious powder. A touch heavier on the nose than I guess I would like, but it's up there. I'm not mad about it. I'm gonna pull it back right there. Late night super sketch with stretch. Ooh, baby. I just don't think I'm gonna stop. And it's gonna make my truck roll backwards. Am I gonna fall off the other side? Oh yeah, we're right on the edge there, fella. Crank her hard to the right there, Jim. Hard to the right. Oh yeah. Road Atlas. Brand new signal stock. That's cool. Spare Nike shoe because you never know. I literally checked nothing on this. I have no idea if the engine's free or not. I don't know if the oil, I know nothing. I figured for 500 bucks, I can't really go wrong. The cap is missing here. Yeah, it's full. I'm sure that's just water. So we don't want to use any of this. This is a Volvo engine. I don't know anything about Volvo engines. Compressor, here's the oil stick. Look at that, black up to full. That's promising. There's a little mud water in there. That's kind of crazy. A grid heater on this thing. On the injection pump side, I don't remember. This is a pretty common injection pump. I don't remember what it's called. Oh, here's the shut off. That's going to be important to have hold of. Goes into some of the gears. That's cool. I don't know what this is. Looking in there, it looks like there's bees that got in there or something. Pull this off. Wow, it's really clean in there. Okay. I don't know, fellas, things are kind of looking up here. Do we dare see if it rolls over? No way. No way. It rolls over. We might have a runner, fellas. That's crazy. Okay, I feel good about this. I'm going to start my generator because I need to charge my GoPro batteries. And it's saying no oil. Well, that's not true because it's got oil in it. Turbo spins. I'm always going to be pulling intake boots off a diesel. You want to check for play in the turbo, mouse house, and then you have a way to cut the airflow off if this thing decides to run away. Not very common on engines that are not Detroits. Detroits are the ones that do that mostly, and you can avoid that by checking the fuel rack inside the valve covers to make sure that that's not stuck.
I thought you really shouldn't have any issues.
I say that, and this will be the one that runs away on me. Trace the lines. This is the old fuel line. Probably went into this fuel filter. This probably pulled out of the tank. We don't want to use any of that, but this goes directly to the injection pump. So that's where I'm going to tap my temporary fuel in. I also noticed that there's two fuel filters up here, and it looks like it comes into this primer. It then goes back over to the fuel filters over there and returns to this side of the injection pump. So this is the supply into the pump, and then this line, this side of this primer goes back over there. So battery box is for sure seen better days, but this is the positive and it's still connected. And then I think they just grounded it to the frame here because I don't see any other cables coming in the box. So I'm gonna just hook a battery to this and to the ground and see what happens. No unnecessary sparking. Battery's totally dead. I'm gonna hook up the I don't have any friends button and use this as the starter for now. We do have a light on here, so that's good. Let's give it a crank and see what happens. Ooh. Okay, that's the compressor pulling air. It cranks over. It's very possible this is a 24 volt system. I can't see the starter. I can't see a tag on the engine. It also likely needs two batteries, and this battery could be dead. No way to know. I'm gonna do some more configuring on the electrical side. Let's work on the fuel next. Somewhere here, diesel tank, gas. Where did that thing go? This is the one. It's just dark. There also should be a hose to connect that. I'll have to find. Well, made it work. It's stupid, but if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid. This is where the fuel line comes into the primer bulb. I just want to make sure we're getting fuel here. It's leaking. I kind of figured that would happen, but hopefully we can seal that enough to get it up to the fuel filters. Fuel filter wrench in here. There's a little something in there. Not too worried about that. I think with some priming, those will fill right up. I should have filmed that. I cracked this and it spewed some nasty diesel everywhere. Let's see if pumping this pump actually gets anything up there. This primer's leaking quite a bit now. Oh yeah, there's a lot of air in there. I'm concerned we're introducing air to this system. Let me check a couple of things. I have the injector lines cracked. I got two batteries hooked up in the I don't have any friends button. Let me stand in front of the wheels in case it takes off and runs me over, and we'll give it a crank. Okay, it is nowhere near cranking fast enough. I'm gonna hook that to 24 volts. All right, instead of going straight to violence, I hooked a jump pack up to it, or a battery charger. It is no better. All right, I'm gonna hook that to 24. Battery's hooked to 24. Let's try this again. I'll crack these. All those are cracked. Hit it again. Okay, we got 2 of them. I only cracked these 4 and I got fuel on these 2. Just trying to give the starter a break in between all this cranking. That's a lot of white smoke. I'm gonna give this a shot here. Sometimes you just gotta go for it. And just so we're all on the same page, this should be the shutoff and it is open. So this one fails to open. And when you go to shut it off, you just pull this and that shuts it off, allegedly. It's also why we took the intake off. Sometimes they just need a little liquid fresh air. Hey! Nice. Sick. Try bleeding injectors again. I don't think we're quite there. It's half going. I have 2 injectors I just don't think are shooting. But sometimes you just got to get the thing running and everything warmed up and moving and fuel flowing in it, and then it'll, you know, they'll pick up. Oh, baby, pick them up. Shutting that fuel thing off did nothing. She was just running. Oh man, that'll get your heart racing. Woo! Got a leak here, something. Could be an oil pressure line. I'm a pretty curious individual, so I'm gonna try it again. Needs a little throttle. Go give it to it.
I'm gonna get it. I wish I knew how.
Well, you can work it from up there. You know, push on
in front of it?
Push on that guy right there. I was standing in there when the thing took off. The 3rd time's when you run out of luck and it just goes. Yeah, see, and it's getting better and better and harder to turn off. So I'll do it a 5th time. Well, I guess to answer the question, does it run? Yes, it does. It also runs away. And because of that, probably where I'm gonna stop with this video. If I'm being perfectly honest and transparent, I bought this truck just because it was cheap and I could make a video on getting it running. If it was able to be driven, that would be super cool. The cab is pretty far gone in the floor. The rest of it's okay. The weird thing with this truck is it's in really good shape in a lot of places, but in a bunch of other places, it's in terrible shape. Like the frame is mint. There's no rust and it's still got the paint on it. The engine looks really nice. It does run away when you try to start it, which is probably reasonably fixable, but I have far too many things going on at one time to try to save this one any further than I already have. So I think I'm gonna throw this up for sale and see if anybody's interested. They'll get to watch the video the same as you guys will, and maybe this will go to a home where someone can actually put it back to use or use a bunch of parts off of it. I don't really know how rare these things are. I have never seen one on Marketplace, and this one wasn't even on Marketplace. I did a little research. Volvo tried to sell these in the United States in the early 80s, late 70s and early 80s, and the run of these trucks lasted about 6 years. It was not very successful at all. About as successful as getting it running was. So, on that note, thank you guys very much for watching. I'll catch you on the flippity flop.